The Immortals was the name given by Herodotus to an elite force of soldiers who fought for the Achaemenid Empire. This force performed the dual roles of both imperial guard and standing army during the Persian Empire's expansion period and during the Greco-Persian Wars. Its Persian name may have been Anasiya. The force consisted mainly of Persians but also included Medes and Elamites. Herodotus describes the Immortals as being heavy infantry, led by Haidans, that were kept constantly at a strength of exactly 10,000 men. He stated that the unit's name stemmed from the custom that every killed, seriously wounded, or sick member was immediately replaced with a new one, maintaining the corps as a cohesive entity with a constant strength. This elite corps is only called the Immortals in sources based on Herodotus. There is evidence of the existence of a permanent corps from Persian sources, which provided a backbone for the tribal levies who made up the bulk of the Achaemenid armies. These do not, however, record the name of Immortals. Probably, Herodotus' informant has confused the name Anasiya with Anorza. History. The Immortals played an important role in Cambyses II's conquest of Egypt in 525 BC and Darius I's invasion of India's smaller western frontier kingdoms and Scythia in 520 BC and 513 BC. Immortals participated in the Battle of Thermopylae 480 BC and were amongst the Persian occupation troops in Greece in 479 BC under Mardonius. During the final decades of the Achaemenid Empire, the role expected of the Hazarapatish of the Immortals was extended to include that of chief minister to the king. The provision of a bodyguard, in direct attendance on the monarch, had already been allocated to a select 1,000-strong detachment of the corps. Equipment. Herodotus describes their armament as follows: wicker shields, short spears, swords or large daggers, bow and arrow. Underneath their robes they wore scale mail coats. The spear counterbalances of the common soldiery were of silver. To differentiate commanding ranks, the officers' spear butt spikes were golden. The regiment was followed by a caravan of covered carriages, camels, and mules that transported their supplies, along with concubines and attendants to serve them. This supply train carried special food that was reserved only for their consumption. The headdress worn by the Immortals is believed to have been the Persian tiara. Its actual form is uncertain, but some sources describe it as a cloth or felt cap which could be pulled over the face to keep out wind and dust in the arid Persian plains. Surviving Achaemenid-colored glazed bricks and carved reliefs represent the Immortals as wearing elaborate robes, hoop earrings and gold jewelry, though these garments and accessories were most likely worn only for ceremonial occasions. Legacy. Sassanid Empire. The title of Immortals was first revived under the Sassanid army. The most famous of the Savaran units were the Jayadin and numbered 10,000 men, like the Achaemenid predecessors, with the difference that they were cavalry. Their task was mainly to secure any breakthroughs and to enter battles at crucial stages. Byzantine Empire. The designation immortal to describe a military unit was used twice during the Byzantine Empire. First as an elite heavy cavalry unit under John I Zimiscus and then later by Nicephorus, the chief minister of Emperor Michael VII, as the core of a new central field army, following the disastrous defeat of Manzikert by the Seljuk Turks in 1071. French Empire. Many centuries later, during the Napoleonic Wars, French soldiers referred to Napoleon's imperial guard as the Immortals. Imperial State of Iran. The Iranian army under the last Shahanshah included an all-volunteer Javidan Guard, also known as the Immortals, after the ancient Persian royal guard. The Immortals were based in the Lavizan barracks in Tehran. By 1978, this elite force comprised a brigade of 4,000–5,000 men, including a battalion of chieftain tanks, Following the Iranian Revolution of 1979, the Immortals were disbanded. In popular culture, Herodotus' account of two warrior elites, the Spartan hoplites and the Immortals, facing each other in battle has inspired a set of rather colorful depictions of the battle, especially in regard of the Immortals. In the 1962 film The 300 Spartans, the Immortals carry a spear and wicker shields like the actual Immortals. However, they are mostly dressed in black and other dark colors, as opposed to historical depictions. Frank Miller's 1998 comic book 300, and the 2006 feature film adapted from it, present a heavily fictionalized version of the Immortals at the Battle of Thermopylae. The History Channel documentary Last Stand of the 300 also features the Immortals as part of the reconstruction of the Thermopylae battle. In this version, the tiara the Immortals habitually wear is depicted here as a full-face black cloth mask transparent enough to see through.